Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Zeke here again today to bring you another, first episode of Here's What I'm Playing Today. Have a watch. I think I'm gonna have like a couple games of Scrolls just out there because I really am enjoying the game so far, and it's kind of what I want to be playing. No other series are cancelled. Don't worry about that. Although I do probably have a few too many series. Actually, I want to do a ranked match here. I have a few too many series currently on the go. So I'm just going to do a ranked match. I have my deck built. My deck is built around getting lots of soldiers out, but I'm trying to save up and get myself enough cards of a different color, or different resource, to build a second deck, because from what I've heard on the chat, everybody thinks that this deck is underpowered, and even though I'm fairly good at card games in general, I seem to be losing more often than I should. Especially considering I've done a lot of customizing on my current deck. So I do have two one-cost spells, and what I'm going to do here is very quickly sacrifice for a resource and put out the... what is this even called? Sin-Marked Zealot. So of course, instead of attacking when his countdown reaches 0, I can sacrifice him to deal 2 damage to a unit. So I'm going to put him in the center. I do often try to take the center. Sometimes it doesn't work out and I have to move to the side. But I find that taking the center early game gives you the most long-term mobility. So that's why I'm putting him right at the center. I might also throw out the Royal Infantryman next turn. All creatures you control in the same row gain 1 health. So that's pretty awesome. Of course they have magic card-esque flavor text here. Yes, my liege. I will protect them, my liege. That's a horrible flavor text. Now, I hope this guy realizes that it is his turn to go, because he's using up a lot of time here for somebody who only has 2 resources. There we go. So he decides to do nothing, which is good because there are no instant spells in this game. And this also gives me a very good opportunity to sacrifice this. And now you notice I have this power bound here. So this is pretty much equivalent to mana ramp. So if I equip it to somebody and they die, which this guy is going to die, because Sin-Marked Zealots always die, then I gain 1 resource for that. So I also... have I sacrificed for a resource? Yes, I must have. Because he went first. Yes, I did. Okay, lovely. So he is using the energy deck, which so far seems to be the most capable of all the decks, the growth deck being the second most capable. But it's a rather slow deck that has some good defenses, and some really hard hitters in the later game. So you can expect a lot of really crazy things off him. He is just going to Ember Bonds this guy. I'm not sure why he would do that. He could just... well, I guess that does stop me from doing any damage to him. So the next thing I will probably want to do is I can get up to 4 resources this turn. I want to keep the Resonant Helm on with me, because the Resonant Helm gives me 1 health every time I play an enchantment or a spell. So it really helps for keeping one of my big guys like the Honorable General alive. So let's go ahead and sacrifice this. Actually, I'm going to sacrifice the Royal Infantryman. Obelisks are very useful. And then I'm going to let my guy die right here, bringing me up to 4. Mana ramp kind of kicking in. And by the way, yes, I do have the air conditioning on. It's because it is pretty much impossible to record now without having it on. It's kind of bottlenecking my work a tiny bit, you might say. That doesn't matter. I think I'm in a pretty good position. I don't have any monsters out and I only have 1 in my hand, but the Honorable General interacts with everything. When he is ready to attack, everything else gets their cooldown decreased by 2. And if you need a reminder, here's attack. Okay. Here's attack, here's cooldown, here's health. So he has a longer cooldown than normal, but plenty of health. So this is kind of a pain in the ass, because this will hit at random just wherever, and it tends to kill occasionally. It tends to kill in 1 hit because not much actually has 5 health, except for, of course, this guy again. And it has a cooldown every 2 turns. So I think what I'm going to do is actually sacrifice my Obelisk, because I got a better card, and that is this Waking Stones. And then just end my turn, because this guy, as long as I have nothing on the field, he's not at risk of killing anything. And even if I did have 1 guy on the field, it would be a 1 in 15 chance that I would actually get hit. Of course, sometimes 1 in 15 chances happen, and as you populate the field, the chance becomes higher and higher. Fortunately, there's no real reducing 1 in 15 chance until you get to 3 in 15, then it's 1 in 5, but fuck reducing fractions. I'm not even sure why I'm talking about it right now. I have nothing better to do, I guess. So now I've picked up the Royal Vanguard that I'm actually going to go ahead and play right now and completely ignore and destroy my Resonant Stone so I can get 6. Now, the Royal Vanguard and the Honorable General are a great combination because they tend to activate each other, and the Royal Vanguard gives adjacent units +2 attack until the end of turn when he is ready to go. So, kind of an awesome time going on there. Now, hopefully he does not just randomly attack my Royal Vanguard. You might wonder why I'm not playing my Resonant Helm on anything yet, and that is because there is too much of value hanging out. Once you get to about 6 resource, by the way, maybe 7, sometimes 8, you might as well stop producing resource unless you have cards that do it for you. What are you thinking of? You only have 4 cards. Excuse me. Okay, so he just lightning bolts my guy there. So maybe I will throw the Resonant Helm on him to heal him up by 2. Well, heal him up by 2 over time. This guy misses me. Lovely. That was kind of a waste of a burn spell. Burn spell should really be used in order to surprise your opponent. And here I picked up a speed spell, which is probably one of the best spells in my deck, and a rare card for, by the way. You can tell by how disheveled the sides are here. Target units countdown is decreased by 3, so even slow units, that will make them attack immediately. And when units trigger units, it's kind of an awesome thing to have around. So I'm just going to end my turn here because I really want to be able to heal. Now I think he must be getting a bit nervous. I'm not sure what he has in his hand. Maybe he has one of the big hitters in this game, the Iron Golem. It's a 7/7, and I know it's a rare card, but the deck just comes with one. So let's see what he's gonna do here. He's gonna just sacrifice for resources and end his turn. Well, that's kind of weird. So this is actually kind of cool because what I can do is I can heal him for 1. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to heal him for 1 by equipping both these guys with a Resonant Helm. Now he has a chance of hitting me. I could decrease that chance by playing my speed spell right away, which would get both of them to attack, therefore destroying his unit. But I'm going to take the chance that it's going to not kill me, because again, it's just a 2 in 15 chance. That is less than 1 in 5 chance. Again, talking about my fractions. What? I've always been good at fractionists. I'm proud of it. Goddamn asshole. So all I can think is that he probably has a really bad hand right now, or he's the type of player who just loaded up his deck with like ridiculous cards that all cost way too much. Iron Ogre. Kind of saw that coming. There are also lots of amp spells in the energy deck, so just hope that this does not hit. Oh, good. Lovely. So now they're both at 1. I have a focus spell. What I should probably do is save the focus spell for taking out that Iron Golem, hopefully in 1 hit. And actually, I'm not even going to save it. I'm going to sacrifice that for 2 cards. And then I have a Frostwind, which is a kind of cool card that is AoE and increases cooldown of all cards by 1. And I also have a Heritage Enchantment, which is another cool card that is savable for next turn. Heritage, when a card gets destroyed, you draw 2 cards, or when a monster gets destroyed, or a structure, or in anything, I think. Let's look at this card. When enchanted unit you control is destroyed, you draw 2 scrolls. You not may. This is your way of life or death won't be complete, or this way, your life or death won't be a complete waste. Yeah, fair enough. Apparently I have mad dyslexia when I'm trying to, give commentary. Just can't read properly. I never learned myself to read. Feed. Royal Ethebians, maybe? Now what I probably should have done is moved both of these guys over here last turn. But I'm kind of glad I didn't, because now they get an attack bonus. And it also would have been nice if I could have summoned a creature behind him last turn, because it would have also been able to attack. I'm not sure what he's doing placing this in the center, because that's actually a fairly good defensive attacking unit. And he's placing another one. Unfortunately, none of my guys actually have Rampage, so it's a tiny bit of a pain in the ass, because this guy will get a chance to attack in that case. And plating. Okay, so that's a bit of a problem. Unless I get some way to actually... Yeah, let's, That's a tough one. That is a tough one. So he just put plating... He just put plating on this guy. That means that enchanted unit disregards next damage plating, or next damage taken, and plating is removed afterwards. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use my speed to my advantage right now. I'm going to move my guy over here, move you here, and then for next turn I have the Heritage spell and the Speed spell. I would like to actually get 2 more cards, but I don't have anything that I really want to sacrifice at this exact moment. So I wasted my strong attack on this guy. I guess I could have moved him out, but then it would have been a bit of a pain in the ass to move everyone back inwards. Actually, now that I think of it, I really should have moved him out, especially considering his attack was at 6 that turn. So this will be attacking next turn. These two will be nearing their attack next turn. So I'll have to be taking them out, which shouldn't be too hard. Like I said, I have the Speed spell. If I use the Speed spell, both of these two, their abilities will proc, and then I can move them so they all attack the middle row. Oh, and he's actually got them all to attack this turn, so I guess this is 1 kill for him on this, which kind of sucks. Okay. So I got a flip spell here. Gonna change it for 2 spells. Increase Royal Infantryman isn't exactly what I wanted. I'm going to increase this guy's total health, so now he can survive a hit from this as well as him. Then I'm going to move him 2 damage, huh? I'm going to move him back to the front here. Going to move the Royal Infantryman over here. I can still play Heritage. I'm going to actually equip the Heritage to the Royal Infantryman, and then I don't need them to be increased health, so I'm going to go ahead and protect this area. He may actually destroy one of my totems this turn, which will kind of suck, but hopefully I can use it to draw 2 cards if he takes the bait and actually attacks here. Which I can't see why he wouldn't, so... He only has 1 card in his hand. He'll probably end up sacrificing that for 2 cards. Yes, indeed he did. I'd also like to mention that it's impossible to deck out in this game. Your cards just cycle. I am not sure, though, whether you have like a discard pile and then it reshuffles once all your cards are out, or if it just immediately cycles into your deck. Maybe you have to play with the same order of cards. I don't actually know. Some of the rules haven't been very well described, and I think they could really use a like in-depth tutorial or guide. I don't know. So he didn't take the bait. So the Royal Infantryman is going to stay alive. Kind of unfortunately. But I may be able to use this chance to summon a monster and get some attacks going everywhere. We'll see. Are you going to like actually end your turn? You have 30 seconds left, dude. Why does... You have 2 cards in your hand. Why does it take you so long to think? It's ridiculous. So 7, 8, 9... He's probably wondering how he can destroy this pillar. No, he's actually going to bind this guy, which is kind of an odd choice considering I clearly want to use this guy as a sacrifice. So now I might as well keep him protected, or just keep him defending things that are almost dead. These two both heal every time I play anything on them. So I got another Blessing of Haste. That decreases a countdown by 1. I'd actually rather sacrifice that for 2 cards and get another Royal Vanguard out. So if I put that back here, or up here, I guess I probably should have kept the haste, because I could have played that for 1 on him and then activated both these guys to proc just against each other. Oh well, that sucks. Either way, I will kill at least one of them. They'll do 4 damage to me. And I'm going to move you back behind here. Lovely. So the reason I moved him back here is that he will give extra defense to these two. And remember, next turn, everyone here is going to attack because this guy's timer is going to run out. So unless he manages to kill this guy in the front, I'll be doing quite a bit of damage, and probably actually getting some towers right next to death. Now, I know I probably shouldn't have sacrificed the flip card. The flip spells are actually very useful, especially for taking out individual targets or moving fortifications to useless areas. So he actually decides that he wants to do more damage to towers than to me, which I have to say is kind of an odd choice because he could... Thank you! 2 extra cards, motherfucker! Sorry, I got a bit angry there, because he decided... This guy is not the best card player I have ever seen. He did just give me 2 skirmishers. They both have Relentless, so they're the ones I was talking about that can attack through people. So now they're all going, and they've all procced against each other, so now this is tons of damage. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to instantly cast a Frost spell over here. So that healed that 1 health, that one of the 2 health he lost. I'm also going to go ahead and play some plate armor on one of these 2 sentrymen. Maybe the one that is currently weaker, so that reduces all damage by 1 and fully heals this guy. Now, I don't quite have enough mana to play one of these, so what I'm going to do here is actually throw down... sacrifice him for 1 more resource, so now I'm up to 7, then I can play the Royal Skirmisher and get some real attack power going on here. So I'd say for now I'm at a pretty huge advantage, especially considering I almost just killed one of his towers. The other one only has 7 health left. And I have the speed spell, which next turn will allow me to attack with all of these guys again. Maybe what I should have done is actually moved everyone over to the left, but now that he's moved over there, I can actually go ahead and take out his Iron Ogre. So that must have been why he wasn't playing to start. He must have been saving for the Iron Ogre and just getting rid of all his stuff. So that is not going to matter as long as this guy gets an attack bonus. So let's see, 7, 6, yeah, it's not going to matter. So now I actually grabbed a Ducal Infantryman, which is kind of a cool pickup, because he will increase the attack of everybody in this row. And now I get to use my speed spell and everyone attacks. So let's see, 5, so this is 3, 8, so I attack straight through that, I attack straight through all this, and it's too bad he doesn't have an actual charge attack. And what I'm thinking I should maybe do is spread this guy out. No, that won't do any good. So this seems like my ideal attack pattern. Does he do 7 damage? No, they do 5. Oh well. This still gives me a lot of advantages. As you can see, I've done 3 damage there. I'm going to almost take out this structure and leave him with 2 monsters on the board and 1 card in his hand. Now I have 0 cards on my hand, but I have 5 monsters on the board, 4 of which synergize with each other quite well. So I'm pretty content with my current position, even though his 2 monsters are attacking, and he will be destroying one of my towers. I think my next move is to leave a single person in this row, and then move everybody else over to the top rows here. The other option I have is to attack downwards instead, or to, actually, attacking downwards might be the smart option here. So he's just given himself 2 shots. So basically what we have here is a base race situation. He's just trying to kill as fast as possible now. So I get a Royal Infantryman. Good thing those guys are useless, because now I can actually use a crossbowman instead and put him into this row. Now I could use a Blessing of Haste on somebody, but right now it wouldn't do the trick. I can instead use that to attack for 2 turns in a row, starting next turn. So let's just end my turn. Crossbowman, pretty crazy card by the way. Ranged attack, 4 attack, 3 cooldown, only 1 cost. So I have 3 of them in my deck, but only because it's a turn 1 play. Really, because they're 2 health, they're not very useful for later game. So this guy is thinking now. I'm pretty sure I have all the advantages at the moment. And he is making the mistake of not trying to take out my units. I don't think he will actually be able to beat me if he doesn't. So now what I could do is I could actually use the haste card on him to get the 9 attack off. Move him over there. And yeah, this is actually GG. So what I'm going to do is use haste on this guy. It will get these two to attack. He has 9 damage. So what I can do is move this guy over here, this guy over here. Now I'll get this guy dead, and then I'll be able to attack this twice for 10 damage. This will die, and 5 plus 5. GG, my friend. End turn. Dead, dead, and dead. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. There might be a few more episodes to come, there might not be. It depends on how this is received and, you know, if I feel like it. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.